back to my channel. I'm not very well. I was like hit hard with illness. And I know logically it's probably because I've just stopped. I've just like, I finished work, I went on my holiday, I've come down and I've just gone. But that's fine because I have the time for that. Like, let's get it done, let's get it out of the way now. When I got back, the night I got back, I thought I just had like, my throat was sore from the aircon on the plane, because I get that normally anyway. And then the following day I was okay in the morning, but then the afternoon it like hit me like a truck. I was wiped out. I was staying at home house with Phil and Rose because I still don't have my car. So it was just easier for me to just stay there, and they looked after me, so that was nice. So yeah, I was just wiped out for like a day and a bit. I think it's just like the crashing of stopping, isn't it? Like when you just keep going, you just keep going, but as soon as you stop, it just catches up with you. I also have my yellow fever jab yesterday. Shouldn't have maybe got it if I wasn't feeling amazing, because it's a live vaccine. It can like make you not feel great anyway, but we just got it done. Like, I'm just a sore throat and a cough really at this point. So we got that done. We're still being productive. Oh my god, I had the best holiday. I got myself some roses to cheer myself up. It was the best holiday. Like, I can't put into words, honestly, how perfect it was. Like, it was ridiculously perfect. Like, it could not have been better. Like, I just kept saying, right from the day we got there Thursday, I just kept saying, oh, I really want to go on a boat. It would be so cool if we could go on a boat. Like, and like in my head, I had a very clear vision of like this boat. It could have anything. We would have like chartered a yacht, just the two of us, and had like a nice little meal. But like, that was unrealistic. So I just kept saying, like, I just really want to go on a boat. Just really want to go on a boat. And Mia, my friend, was like, yeah, like, would be nice, yeah. Like, she wasn't convinced. I could tell she wasn't convinced, but I just kept saying, oh, like, if I could do anything, like, I'd really like to go on a boat. And in the back of my mind I was going, yeah, but if I don't go on the boat, like, it's fine, like, it's not the end of the world, like, we'll do something else. You cut out, my storage was full, hopefully you don't do that again. That is like the biggest bane of my life. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I just kept saying, I really want to go on this boat. Mia wasn't convinced. She was just like, okay, cool, like, yeah, sure. So we kind of like, I looked into it a bit. I wasn't expecting her to look into it because it was me that really wanted to do it. So I was like having a look at, I was like looking on TikTok for like boat recommendations and just like Googling the shit out of it. And everything I was finding was like $1,000. And like some of them were like all day things. And we didn't really want to do all day things. We just kind of wanted like a couple of hours on this boat and like go and see some stuff, jump in the sea, and like that be it. And then there was like a couple of ones that were like groups of 30, and I was like, no, not the vibe. So that we were looking on Friday night mostly, while we're at dinner. And we went to a place called Different, drinks, having a good time, talking about the lovely day we had. Like, the vibes were great, we looked fabulous, we were glowing. Like, oh my god, like, I felt fabulous on this holiday. I'll get into that in a minute anyway. Yeah, so we're at this restaurant. We were told like there's possibly going to be like a line and we couldn't book after a certain time, but we just rocked up and we were like, it'll be fine, if not we'll go somewhere else. Literally got sat down immediately and took the last outside table, which was perfect, that's what we wanted. And then our waiter comes over, he like takes our drinks, comes back for our drinks, and then looks at Mir and just starts speaking Dutch. Mir is Dutch. And she was like, you're Dutch? Like, what the fuck? So they're like chatting in Dutch and I'm just sat there like, cool. I don't speak Dutch, I don't know any Dutch. But I can kind of like tell from how she sounds, like what's being said, which is really funny. Like, she sometimes speaks to me in Dutch by accident and I just reply in English and she's like, how did you know? And I was just like, I don't know. I just kind of knew what you were saying. Anyway, and he goes away, comes back a bit later, and she just, I didn't even ask her to ask. She just asked him. She was like, yeah, we really want to go on a boat, like have like a little outing on a boat. Like, do you know of any people with boats, any like, do you have any recommendations for like companies, like we want to do this tomorrow, it's super last minute, like do you have any recommendations? And he literally just went, yeah, I have a boat. And she was like, nay, no. And he was like, yeah. So yeah, basically he said to her, yeah, I have a boat, we can go out tomorrow. He was like, I've got space tomorrow morning, about like 11:30. Yeah, come with me. I've got like snorkels and like you can stop in the bays and you can go in the sea and blah blah blah. And she asked like, oh, is there like a minimum time frame? And he was like, no, literally as like long or as short as you like. And it was €100 per hour. So that's how he charged, which I thought was really good. I think that's because I had been looking at boats that were costing $1,000 and upwards. So yeah, so he went away and he was like, I'll get you my card. She then told me and I was like, what the fuck? Like, as if the first person we ask, not only like, he doesn't just know of someone with a boat, he has a boat. He has availability tomorrow morning, which is exactly when we wanted to do it. We could do for a little or as long as we wanted. Like, it was honestly just so exactly perfect. So we were getting all a bit excited and then we thought, you know what, like chill out. Like we just like met this guy and he's like, I have a boat, come on my boat. So like we were being very careful, but he said he had a card. So like, okay, we'll see the card and we'll assess the situation. Like, what if he's just got like a little rowboat and he's like, I'll take you out my rowboat. Like, we didn't think that, but we were just kind of being, you know, we're being careful of the situation. He was like, yeah, I'll go get you my card. So we just carry on. Basically, he just didn't come back and we're like, we went to pay the bill and it was a different waiter and we were like, hey, like, where's the Dutch guy gone? He pointed across at the bar across the road. He was like, he's over there. And we were like, what? And he was pointing at the DJ of the bar. Like, this waiter had like clocked off and had gone to DJ at the bar next door. And we were just like, who is this man? Who is this man? And we were just like, yeah, well, he said he's got a boat and he had a card to give us. And then his waiter friend like picks out his card and gives it to us. And we were like, oh, okay, it's like a legit thing. There was a legit card with all the details. It had the Instagram on, it had his website. So we were like, cool, we can check out the boat. And like, it's not just like a random guy who owns a boat who's gonna take us out. Like, it's like a business. So that was reassuring. So we had a look and oh my God, when I tell you it was the most perfect boat. It was like a small little old fisherman's boat and it had like, still like the authentic like cover and like, it was quite rustic, but it was like, oh, it was perfect. I saw it and I wanted to cry. I was like, no way has this happened. Like, I can't tell you how much excitement I had for this. Like, the way it came about, just the way that I like, just kept going on. It would be so good to go on a boat. And the first person we asked has availability the next day. The boat is beautiful. Like, it could not have been more perfect. Like, we were meant to be on that fucking boat. Like, everything lined up for us. We didn't have to do anything. Like, it basically, like, all Mir did was ask this guy and everything else just fell into place. Like, what the hell? But yeah, we got this man's card. We paid the bill. We went across to where he was DJing and we were just like, we have your card. And he was like, yeah, great. But he was like in the zone. And he was like, just message me on Instagram and we'll sort out tomorrow, like tomorrow morning, perfect, like just message me on Instagram. So we were still being a bit like, like he's out DJing now, like we might never hear from him again. He just wants to message, he wants us to message him on Instagram, like blah. We're still being very like, So we messaged him and he was like, yeah, cool. He originally said 11:30 and then we got a message saying it'd be closer to 12, cool, fine. We went for breakfast the next morning, really chill, like had everything with us. And we get a message from him and he's like, I'm still with this group. Like it might have to be closer to 1. And we're getting a bit like, But we had no plans. So we were like, okay, let's just go to the beach now. We were just like going from like, we went from a restaurant and then we went to like a beach bar and just had like a drink and we were being really chill. It was just like, yeah, like it's all good, it's all fine, we're not missing out on anything. He was then ready at 1 and we went to meet him, and we walked to the location he sent us, and we were like, this can't be right, like there's no way to get on a boat from here. So we thought we were in the wrong place, and we were getting a bit like, do we have to be on the other side of the island or this side? It was a bit of a but he was really good and like messaged us. We messaged him and we're like, I think we're lost. And he was like, no, like you're good, like I'll come to you, like just you wait there. And he was just finishing with the previous group. Yeah, and he was like the chillest guy ever. And I guess like he's living the island life, you have to be. So yeah, he came and got us and took us to his boat, and I was just, this is amazing, this is so amazing. We get on this boat and I'm honestly basically speechless the whole time. Like I was just like how is this happening? How is this happening? On the boat is amazing. I'm just like, what the fuck, like how is this even happening right now? I'm taking a fuck ton of photos. And he was really good, like he would have conversation with us, but he wouldn't like get too involved. Like it wasn't like he was trying to like chat to us, but like it wasn't awkward. Like he was having conversations. Like every time I was taking a photo, he was like dodging, like he knew the vibes, he got it. So he took us out into like the middle of the ocean, like nothing else around, you could just see like the edge of the island. And he was like, I'm gonna like shut off the engine, turn the music off, and like we just sat and we just listened to the sound of the water. And I was like I could, like this is my happy place. Like if I die, this is where I'm coming back to, like just like listening to the sound of the water. And then we jumped in and we had like a little swim, and we got a few photos first before I got my hair wet. Like, oh, like it was perfect. And like I was so grateful to be with Mib because she can fucking take a good photo. Like she loves taking photos just as much as me. So yeah, we'd spent like 10 minutes taking photos, and then we went in the water, and oh my, it was just so nice to just lay and just like float there and just listen to like nothing. Oh, it was perfect. Then he took us to another bay and we went snorkeling. I hate the actual snorkel, so I just wear the goggles and just like go down and up. Teach me went for a swim and saw some fishies, and just it was honestly just perfect. Just perfect. And there was a moment like they were on the boat and they were like talking Dutch to each other, and I was just sat like taking it all in. And Mir, like she's very aware when like she's speaking Dutch with someone, like she doesn't like it, she thinks it's quite rude, it's normally the other person that instigated it. But I told her before we got on the boat, like it's fine, like he's an angel sent from heaven, like if he talks to you in Dutch, don't feel bad, like talk back. So I'm just sat there taking it in. So Mir like checks and she's like, are you okay? And even this geezer's like, she is just living, like she's just taking it all in, she is just in the moment. And I was like, yeah, like you continue. I was just like, I actually had like love hearts in my eyes. Like I was just, honestly, I could have just sat there and cried. Like it was just beautiful. And like so we went in like a couple of bays, and like it was just so nice. And then on the way back, because we only really wanted to do 2 hours, on the way back, me and Mia were sat at like the front of the boat because there was like little seats so we could just sit at the front. And oh my god, we were just like holding each other, like kept looking at each other like, friend, like what the fuck, like it was just the nicest day. Like yeah, it put me on such a high, I just could not get over it. And we got off the boat, we went to get some food, and we just couldn't, we couldn't even really speak to each other because we were still like processing what had happened. Like it was the perfect manifestation ever. Like, oh, like I just and it like, it might not sound like a big deal, like yeah, of course everyone in like on the island's gonna have a boat and like yeah, like whatever, like, but when I tell you, I just had this vision in my mind, and the photos are exactly what I envisioned, like the photos I got. And also it was just us two on the boat, it was just the two of us, like we had a private boat tour on this stunning, beautiful, like old school fisher boat. And like that's kind of like how the whole trip went. Photos on the balcony as the sun was setting, and it just, everything was so perfect, like it was so perfect. Also I'm not the best at vlogging at this point. Like my holiday, like that's the first time I've kind of like done a vlog like that, and it's a lot harder than you think, like to remember to take videos, like because obviously, so I'm filming this now on my phone because I'm trying to see if like the quality makes that much of a difference, because I had my phone, I had my Fujifilm camera, which is like my travel camera. That's got like, it's a good quality camera, but it's not like my main camera. But then having another camera as well, and having like 3 different forms of content, and like trying to, it's a lot. I don't know how these content girlies are doing it. Like, it was a lot. And also then trying to be present and live in the moment and not film everything, and I couldn't really find the balance. Like, it was a bit like uncomfy is what I want to say, because it wasn't just like chill, like I could just sit and talk. And then like when I could just sit and talk, I didn't want to. I wanted to take in my surroundings. So the ending of the Mallorca video is very like abrupt. Like, it's just me on the boat and then it's like done, because that's like just the last thing that I filmed. And like, we had a whole other day. Actually no, Sunday we traveled home, so we just basically went for dinner again on the Saturday night and went for drinks. Like, not missing much, but yeah, like I could have done another little video, but yeah, I didn't want to keep getting my camera out. It didn't feel right. So that was my practice one. So yeah, also like a lot of them just abruptly end. Like, I'm really good like to begin with, and then I just kind of dip out. Apologies, bear with me for that. But we had so much fun. We had such a giggle. But anyway, yeah, back home now, back to reality. As much as I wasn't feeling amazing yesterday, I had quite a productive day. I downloaded Vinted, and I've gone through like, I've done a couple of washes of holiday stuff, and I've gone through things that I don't wear anymore and put them up. And when I tell you, like, it was popping off. Like, I sold 16 items yesterday. I made like £65, which is mad to me actually. I was getting more likes on Vinted than I ever do on Instagram. So yeah, now I'm a bit overwhelmed with sending it all. But that's okay, that's fine. That's a job for today. I did a food shop. I went and got my vaccine. They've run out of rabies. Rabies is just not available anywhere. I can't get rabies. Got yellow fever, and that's the only one I like really needed. So that's good. So yeah, so today I am doing like a life admin day. I've got some more washing to do. I did some returns as well yesterday. I was really productive yesterday actually. My vaccine was at 9, so I got up quite early. It was a bit of a struggle, I can't lie to you, but went into town, got my vaccine, and then I went for a coffee in the sunshine, because it was actually sunny yesterday, which was great because I had to walk into town because no car, and today it's raining. So yeah, again, things are just always working out for me. It's wild. Anyway, what I'm gonna do now is start preparing my life. Basically, start preparing everything to be left. So yeah, main thing today, sending out the clothes from Vinted. I ordered some like packing bags from Amazon, so waiting for them to arrive. So I've still got a whole other wardrobe to go through in spare room of like outerwear and like knitwear and coats and stuff, so I can do that. Do another return, get back to some emails, because she's an influencer and she gets lots of emails now. I'm doing 1% of the emails I'm getting, like, but I'm making notes of every time someone DM or emails me about a collaboration, because I'm getting so many, and it's so fun. I got one on Instagram today actually, which I normally get them through TikTok. So yeah, I got a few things like that to do. Maybe plan some more TikToks because I am falling behind. Oh, so anyway, back to Instagram though. I tend to do this. I tend to only be able to do one thing at a time, which is why I struggled on holiday trying to do like photos for Instagram, just photos in general, and YouTube, and then thinking about TikToks. Like, that went out the fucking window. Like, it just went out the window. Like, I can't do all the things at the moment. I will get there, I'll get better. But yeah, my photos for Instagram like who is she? But also like, that's who I think I am in my head. She says looking like this on camera, but like those photos are like what I think I look like. And like, I do look like that in my head as well. For this holiday, I wanted to be put together. I wanted to look like that person. And like, I think I succeeded, to be honest with you. And I feel comfortable saying that because like I don't always look like this. Like I'm very aware, like that was like an exception, but like that is how I want to keep showing up, okay? That. But also I will keep it real with you. People will see like pictures of like Instagram gals and stuff like being really serious, but like that is not a depiction of what they are like in person. Like that's just a shot. That's like literally like a captured moment. Like that has got nothing to do with who that person is. And I think it's so funny because like you think you know someone from Instagram, like you know nothing from Instagram ever. Like Instagram is such a lie. You just accidentally like judge people massively, don't you? And like I think I was a person that would have been really judged for Instagram, like especially like a year or two ago. Like Jesus, I would judge me for that. I think we were both thriving on that holiday. It was perfect. It was so fucking perfect. And it has got me really excited for what's to come next because I'm going on a really long holiday. Oh, like just sitting for like going for a walk in a new place and like exploring and finding somewhere to have a coffee and just sitting and just watching the world go by. Like I will never get bored of that. I will never get tired of that. Like, oh my God, and the sunsets and the sunrise, like also I think I'm meant to be by the water. Like I'm so drawn to water and to boats. Which is weird because I normally get really seasick, but like I'm just so drawn to that. Like I live on a marina here. Like it just feels right to be by the water. Like I just love it. Anyway, I'm just rambling at you again. Who is this person? That's me. That's me. God, I do not look like that now. But that's me. Oh my God, like I felt fabulous. I felt so fabulous. Good morning, YouTube. We're doing good, we're doing well, we're fine. I've been joined by lots of hormonal spots because I am flowing. I'm also actually, I would say this, I'm trying out this is for the girlies. If you're not a girly, go away. I'm trying out the Moon Cup because sometimes when you travel, they don't have tampons, basically. Like, they're harder to find in certain areas. So I'm trying out the Moon Cup so I don't have to bring an abundance of tampons with me because, you know, that's not the storage space I want. So yeah, this is why I'm looking so beautiful today. It is me, it is Elise. You may not have recognised me because, you know. But we're gonna make a coffee and we're just gonna, I literally look deceased. But today's a good day because, oh, I'm so sorry that this is what I'm looking like. I can't believe I'm filming this. Like, I started off posting on this channel with no makeup on because I thought, like, realistically, I'm gonna be doing videos with no makeup, but I thought I would look like, you know, cute no makeup, not deceased. Like, this is not giving sick chic, is it? Like, you know, when people were like in like hoodies, like tracksuits, and they've got like their hair in a messy bun and they're like no, this is like almost zombie. The spots don't help, but welcome to reality. Insta doesn't see this. You're welcome. So I'm making a coffee, that's what I'm doing. And every day that the coffee machine works is a good day. It just has to be, it's the rule. I don't have much to say, so I don't know why I'm even showing up like this. I'm so sorry to put you through this. You had no choice in the matter. Today I was editing the start of this video and I was talking about like how amazing holiday was. Like, God, how annoying of me. But anyway, another thing that worked perfectly was on the Sunday when we were in Mallorca. That's the day we were leaving for the airport, and Mia had a flight at 2 and I had a flight at like 4 something. So I just was like, I'll just come to the airport with you and just wait around, like it's fine. Like it made no sense to get 2 lots of taxis because they were like €90 taxis. On the Sunday there was a storm. It was the day of the storm. So in the morning we'd walk to breakfast, not a drop of rain, not a drop of rain. We'd walk to breakfast, walked back. We got back at like just before 11 even. We got in our taxi to go to the airport and the heavens unleashed upon us. And oh my God, like it was literally like someone had a bucket and they just tipped it over the island. It was madness. So because of that, all the flights in the morning had been cancelled. So we were like, fuck. We were like, we're either hella delayed or like the flight will be cancelled and we have to get another hotel for the night or something. But we were just like, you know what? Everything has worked out perfectly for us so far. I'm not even worried, not even stressed. And like sorry about the noise, you have to have like a traveler's mentality. Like nothing is ever gonna go to plan. Things are gonna go wrong. Like you just have to be really chill. And like I am not naturally that much of a chill person. Like I have had to work so hard to be more chill. I used to be really uptight and controlling, but like I'm way better now. So we were just like, yeah, we literally can't do anything. Like nothing can be done. So we're just going with it. It's fine. Obviously I had to wait around at the airport for like an extra 2 hours anyway, which was fine. But Mir's flight was delayed by 2 hours. I left basically on time. Like I think I left about half an hour later because they had issues with the gate, which was another issue that they were having with airports at that time. So the fact that I landed like 10 minutes after my actual time that I was meant to land was madness. Like insane. Like I got messages from people like, are you okay? Are you stranded? Like, did you make it back? Like, are you still there? Like, are you alive? And I was like, yeah, like everything's good. Like it was just seamless. Anyway, enough about the holiday. We're over it. We're back now. Like I don't actually feel, I want to say I don't actually feel that bad. I don't feel good, but like I could do a normal day feeling like this. Like I'm not taken out. I just look like death. Also, white trousers when you're flowing, hey? I like to live dangerously. I like there to be a little bit of excitement in my life. Anyway, today's a good day. Should I tell you why today's a good day? I'm going to stay with my friend. I'm going to infect my friend. Yeah, I'm going to stay with Ellen. She lives in Kenilworth with her boyfriend. And Doggo, Conker the corgi, really cute. So yeah, I'm leaving about 3ish, I think, to get there for 5. I was gonna go up earlier, but now she's had to go into work, and that worked really well for me because, you know, and they've got like a 4-bed house, so I can be in a room upstairs, and they can just not hear me dying in the night. So that's ideal. And then tomorrow we're doing a pendant making class, which is really, really cool. I really, really like that. My jeans have not washed well. They're like really, you know, oh, you know, when everything just seems like a lot. So what am I going to do today is the question you ask me. Probably not too much, I can't lie to you. I'm probably gonna do a mental organising day. Today is not a day to book a flight, no, because I wouldn't be able to get excited about it. We're not doing that today. I still haven't booked my flight, by the way. Because I went to book it. Oh my God, I just can't get over this is what I'm looking like right now. I just put some concealer on my spot and it's not done a thing. Like, if anything, I look more ghostly. Oh. To go through and get rid of all of my personal items and put them in the loft, but I don't think I can do that today. I don't think I have the mental capacity to do that today. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do a lot today, to be honest with you. I have to drive 2 and a bit hours in the car, so like that's enough for me. I need to pack some stuff for that anyway. Like I've basically just sold all of my clothes on Vinted. I've had 3 more sales today, so I've basically made £100 in 48 hours. Pretty good, hey? Pretty good. I will spend that on one outfit though, and I think like that kind of says this is how I want to like be spending my money now. Like I don't want to buy, she says, with the 2 actual boxes of Shein stuff, but I don't want to buy like that anymore. Like maybe that's kind of okay for like traveling stuff, because it doesn't matter if it gets damaged or lost or broken or whatever. But really, like when I come back, we're doing like essentials, we're like spending more money and we're buying less. Like we're getting that capsule wardrobe down, because yeah, I always just, I'm like, what the fuck do I wear? It's winter outside. It's a bit of a shock to come home from 35 degrees to misery. Like this is what's the thing in English where it like foreshadowing, prophetic fallacy, when the weather is that what it's called, prophetic fallacy, where the weather like indicates what's gonna happen, it foreshadows it. I don't know I think that's right. I haven't learned things in a while. School's fun. I am broken. I look broken. I think I look worse than I feel, to be honest with you. Look, I got my little Uggies on. They're not real Uggs. They're actually, this is a good thing to show you. These, I mean, they weren't hard to find. I literally just, yeah. Anyway, so cute, right? Really cute. Guess how much? £40. £40 I paid for these. They're from Aussie Wool. No, I lied to you. Oz Woolly. AUSWOOLI. Oz Woolly. The website looked really dodgy, but they were fine. They came. And I've also got a pair that I've got like the ankle. They've got lots of different pairs. This is not cute. These jeans, like, anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, my sisters, we have a sister group chat called Sisters, and they messaged me today, and older sister was like, why is she leaving us? I'm not ready. And I replied like, babes, I'm not ready either. But I literally, I have to come home for Christmas because she's having a baby. Selfish. So I'm coming home at Christmas to see new baby anyway, and the rest of the family, I suppose. It's really fun. With 2 babies, 2 under 2s. Wow, so fun. I'm just not a baby person yet. I'm not broody at all, like at all. And like, I'm even worse with dogs. Like, you could not pay me enough money to get a dog. No fucking way. Like, the idea repulses me. I like dogs. I have a family dog. My sister, but both sisters have dogs. I don't dislike dogs. I dislike the thought of owning a dog. Like, the limitation it puts on you, the money that you spend on it. It just doesn't make logical sense to me. The only time I would ever get a dog is when I've got children who could look after said dog also. Like, oh, but it is really cute when like a dog and a baby grow up together. But like, fuck just having a baby and then you've got a puppy. Like, one on their own is bad enough. People are crazy, hey? Yeah, my life is just taking a different path to those around me. Like, all of those around me. And it's hard to, like, sometimes you feel so lost. And I think that's why I'm just not even that stressed about going traveling, because I know, like, obviously I love my flat and I love my friends, but like I feel like I'm from a different world than them. Like, they're all settled down with their partners and they're getting engaged, they're getting married, they've got dogs, they're buying houses together. One couple was renovating a house. They are like actually crazy. Fair play to them. I'm so far the opposite. Like, I am the single friend. Everyone's coupled. It's just me. Everyone's at different parts in their lives, and I'm so glad that I have the flat, because I feel like I can now like also be like, well, I have my flat. Otherwise, what did I have? No, I'm joking. But yeah, I just feel like I'm on such a different path to the people around me, and yeah, like, I think it's really important to find people that are on a similar path, so I don't feel so like, I don't really feel isolated. But yeah, it's hard when everyone else is in one place and you're really not anywhere near that yet. Like, all my friends are literally talking about how they're going to propose, or they've been proposed to already, or they're expecting a ring soon. Like,
It is mad, but like we're at that age now. I'm just not at that age now. Like I think I've really got my shit together mentally. But in like stages of life, not that there's like right or wrongs, but like it's normal for people at my age to be like settling down and getting a mortgage with a person and buying dogs. Like that's normal. If anything, it's like pushing back, it's getting later, but like don't talk to me about marriage until I'm 32. My ideal is meet someone very late 20s, and then like between 30 and 35 maybe I'll think about marriage and kids, but like as late as humanly possible. As late, like I want to live my life before I have to live it for someone else. My mum's an older mum. I used to hate that. I used to be so embarrassed that she was so old. Poor Rosemary, because I thought she was so boring and so old, and I then later realised that she was actually the perfect mother, and she had like lived her life, and she was now like dedicating her life to us. Like she was so selfless. I think me personally, like if I'm having kids, like my life is to live for those kids. Like I am doing everything in my power for them. And I think I'm kind of like the same with a partner. Like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm all or nothing. Like it's either like we ride or die and we go to the grave together, or I'm not bothered at all. Like keep walking, I'm not interested. I used to want to be a young mum because I had an old mum, and now I'm like, actually Rosemary had it down to a T. Rosemary was right. Rosemary couldn't conceive children. She couldn't conceive. I think that's the way it works. She could carry, but she couldn't conceive is the rules. So me and my sister are IVF. We're test tube babies. And I just think that means they wanted me more. They paid for me and they haven't stopped paying since. Might have to freeze some eggs or something at some point because I want to be pushing it. Like, if I can have kids at 40, amazing. I do want kids though at some point. Just not now. I just would not know what to do with one, to be honest with you. Like I get on with kids quite well because I am a kid. Like, and I think maybe that's just like the hack to like being a parent. Like you just chill with your child. Like you're just kids hanging out with a kid, you know? I'm gonna sneeze. Need to order a travel tripod because I've got like, you're on like a little one, but it doesn't extend, so I can only like put it on surfaces. It doesn't like, you know, so I'm gonna have to order one of those because I will be that person and I will be bullied for being that person. But you just got to be yourself in this world, you know. Just got to do what makes you happy. And if anyone's judging you, it's a reflection of themselves and not of you. Like that is something I've really like come to know recently. Like I used to accidentally be really judgmental, and I've like over the last 2 years made such an effort to not be. Definitely within the last like 8 months, like my judgment has vanished almost, because, well, I don't know if judgment can ever vanish, but like it's got so much better because I am just so content in myself. And like judgment is normally when you lack something, it's a reflection on yourself lacking. It's got nothing to do with the person you're judging at all. So like next time you go to like make a judgment on someone or like make a comment or blah blah blah, like just take a second and think like, why does this bother me? Why do I have an opinion on this? Got like an opinion on someone doing something or looking a certain way or like whatever, like it's got nothing to do with the person you're judging. It's only to do with yourself. So yeah, look at yourself in the mirror and just check in, see what's going on, because you might not be okay. I can't remember it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. But it means it's the joy for others' joy. That's it. It's like when you feel joy because other people feel joy, like happiness because someone is happy. Like when your friends are really happy, you get happiness. Like, that's what it means, and it's just beautiful. And I think I get that for everyone now. Like, I see strangers on the internet doing well, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so happy for you. Like, get it, girl. And like, we need to just support each other, because why would we not? Like, no one is your competition. Like, don't compare yourself to anyone. Like, we're all on different paths. Like, just because you support someone doing the same thing as you doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed because of it. That's stupid. If anything, it's going to benefit both of you. So big up the people. Big up the people. I think I might need a nap, I can't lie to you. So when I was on holiday, I was having a conversation with Mia, and it was very well intended, and she was basically trying to give me a compliment, saying like she thinks I'm really brave to go on this trip. And she had said like one of her friends had like made a comment like, oh my god, she's so brave and blah blah blah, and it was meant as a compliment. But I think, again, this is something within me is finding the issue with this. It's got nothing to do with what was said. It was obviously how I was receiving it. And I think it's because maybe I am more worried than I think I am deep down. But yeah, she was basically saying you're so brave, like it's such an unknown, like you're going on your own, and it's like the area you're going to is like, I guess, like a problematic area sometimes, and like it's just like there's such a different culture and there's a different language and you're going on your own. And I was just kind of sat there like, are you trying to scare me? But I think I was being stubborn, and I just locked myself into this, like I was trying to like deflect. I was trying to be like, I think it's like the same as traveling anywhere, and like you just have to be aware and you just have to be careful, and like everyone else can do it so I can do it, kind of thing. And it like, yeah, it must have got me a little bit, because I was being like quite defensive. I got what she was saying, but I felt a bit attacked at the same time, and not in a bad way. Like there was no bad issues. It was just like we're very open with communication. And she was trying to make the point of like, this is like a big deal. This is a big thing. Like you're doing a big thing. And she meant it in like a really positive way. And I think I obviously have a question mark inside of me of like, oh my God, like, is this right? Like, I know it's right. But it's like, oh, like, fuck. Like, it was like the realization of like, oh yeah, I'm going on this trip on my own. Not knowing the language, not knowing where I'm going, not knowing anyone there, not knowing how the culture really is or works or like anything like that. And I know that when you can look at something like that as a whole, it can be really scary. And I think that's obviously why I got defensive. But I also think that like, it's all gonna be fine. Like all you have to do is just think about the next step. Like don't get overwhelmed with like, oh, there's this. You have to think about this. Like, be aware of your surroundings, just have a plan for your next step, and like don't overthink it. I think not overthinking it is like the biggest thing. Like so many people do this trip. It's not a war zone. Like, I mean, some places aren't great in South America, so make sure you know which ones not to go to, but like they're tourist destinations, like yeah, way less. And like I think that's also why I want to go there, because it's like more authentic. I felt quite attacked to admit that, like, yeah, this is terrifying, I'm terrified. But there's like a part of my mind, and it's like switching between being really overwhelmed and then being so calm, content, and like I know that like everything always works out for me. Like it literally does. And like this holiday in Spain was just like such proof of that. Like everything always goes so perfectly for me. Why would that be any different here? And like it doesn't mean that I'm going to be like floating in my own little world bubble and just like ignoring all like the potential dangers around me. Like I'm a very like keyed on person, is that a thing? I don't know. Street smart. I'm very aware, like you have to be as like a 5'3" little girl essentially. I've traveled before, I've traveled on my own before. Yes, granted, like I haven't been to South America before, and like I know it's a different culture, I know there's a different language, I know that like some areas aren't, you know, it's poverty. Basically, it's not going to stop me from going. Like yes, it's a bit more of a risk, yes, there's like more things to be worried about, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from going. And I think, yeah, I was getting defensive with her because I felt like she was trying to like put the fear in me, and I don't think she meant it in a negative way. I think she wanted me to just be aware and like be knowing of what I'm potentially walking into. But I also think sometimes like ignorance is bliss. Like if you know of loads of negative things happening, you're looking for it, right? It's like your brain's unconscious bias. So if you think like, oh my God, this happened to this person, this happened to this person, and this is gonna happen to me, like it's more likely to happen to you. So as much as like I don't think you should go thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be like, it's not gonna be like a luxury holiday. It's not gonna be like you have to be aware, but also don't be so aware that you're actually looking for the issues. I think there's a really fine line of like being safe and like expecting bad things to happen. But it was kind of a moment for me to realize like, oh, like I actually do have like more worries than I maybe initially had. And I think now more so than before, because it's like really real now. Like I finished work is done, I am no longer employed, I've gone on my holiday to Spain, I've come back, and it's like, okay, like this is preparing to leave. I do kind of regret leaving so much time. I still haven't booked my flight yet, so I could book it earlier, but realistically, like there's quite a lot of things I need to do, and like I think all my weekends are booked now. So like I do have to like sort the flat out for people to move in, and like move all my stuff out and actually order all the things. So it is going to take some time, and I didn't want that to be a rush. But equally, like I think maybe I've left too much time, and it's like time to overthink things. And like it would have been really good to have gone to Spain, come back for a week and a bit, and then gone straight away, because I would still be buzzing off the trip to Spain. But I can hold on to that. I think I thrive when I'm traveling. Like I think that's when I'm like the best version of myself. I think that's when like I'm so inspired, I'm so motivated, I'm so like my creativity flows in such a good headspace. Yeah, maybe it's a bit different traveling than on a holiday, because you've got like more things to think about, but it's a really good challenge for me to like actually be in that mental environment and like deal with it, if that makes sense. Like you grow so much when you travel, like ridiculous amounts, because you're just intaking so many new experiences all the time. Like every day, every second of every day almost is a new experience, so you're having to like grow, learn, like adapt and overcome all these things, like Bear Grylls said, you know. And that's why it's so good. It's just so intense and it's so tiring, but like when you're traveling as well, like you're in control. Like if you're tired, like chill out for a couple of days. Like you don't have to rush, you don't have to run around. Like maybe people do if they're on like a tighter, stricter schedule, but like I've got the luxury of like not having that at the moment. Like I can take as much time as I like. I've got a little bit more money behind me, so I can like take myself to an Airbnb instead of staying in a hostel if I need a break. And like I think the idea of traveling can be so overwhelming to so many people, and like I too am so many people, and I look at people who are just like, they just get up and go, and there's like, it seems like there's no big deal, and I'm like how? Like it literally looks like people have just gone, oh yeah, I just packed a bag and like I'm going now, bye. And some people are like that, and like, oh my god, fair fucking play. Like I wish I could be more like that, but I'm not. And I think, yeah, showing that to people, like I can be an overthinker. Like I think especially like going on my own, and like because of like I said, like my friend was saying, like because of the place I'm going, like yeah, I'm overthinking. Yeah, like yeah, I know I have to be really aware of things. So like I'm putting so much thought into this. But actually like coming back, Spain has really helped me actually to get into the mindset of like, I flew on my own, right? I went to the airport, got on a plane. On the way back, there was like some issues with like the gate and stuff, and like it was the board was saying to go to one gate, and the people at the gate were like, this is wrong, you're not meant to be here. I was going up to these people and I was like, excuse me, what flight are you on? I was just asking all the people, and then when I found out people that were on my flight, I was just kind of sticking to them. Like, it doesn't matter, like, you do you, like, you go into survival mode, and it's like, right, I don't give a fuck if I look a fool. Like, I'd been sat on the floor and I just kept getting up, and I was like, are you doing this? Are you going here? Like, I was just being like a little needy, like little limpet. Is that what they're called? Like a little, I don't know. I got home, it was all fine, it was all good. Like, sometimes you gotta do the things. You just gotta do the things. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, so yeah, Spain, flew on my own. You just get to the airport, you get on a plane, you get to the place you're going, you get there, you get a taxi, you go to where you're staying. Like, that's it. Like, that's the same. This is it. And like, we have internet now. Internet's a thing. Like, just ask people and like talk to people. Like, people will want to help you, and if they don't, find someone who will. Like, it's not that scary. It's not that scary. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I need to get on with my day. I have not done anything. I'll feel better soon. Thank you for your well wishes. If you made it this far, wow, you are a real one. I feel sorry for you that you had the time to do this. Cool. Good talk. Good chat. I'll be better tomorrow, I promise. I will. Do you know what? I don't normally believe in being ill. I normally just, I'm like, I'm not ill, and it carries on with life. But because, oh my god, I'm just... Is that Rudolph? Okay, I'm actually gonna go now. Okay, love you, bye.